Appreciate you coming out, bro.
Sir.
Hell yeah. Tell the world your name, doggy.
Bass. Roundup Prod. Everybody call me Bass, though.
Hell yeah. So you fucking artist out here, bro?
Sir, just, started from, this all started with just me, honestly.
Yeah.
I had a dream when I was like, 14, 15. I've always loved music. I grew up in a musical household, and
Everybody's making music or what?
not even that really, like, in that aspect. It was more of my whole family was just more of a music connoisseur family. We all listen to music, you know what I mean? All types of genres. Fucking, I grew up listening to Mexican music, you know what I mean? Rap, country, you can name it. I listen to all of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just, one day I sat back and I was like, I feel like I got something to offer to the world too, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And that's really where it all started for me.
Yeah, I've seen some of your videos. You have 3 videos out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I
got
saw
3
them.
videos out with my boy Young Prophet, rest in peace, Young Prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got videos. Shout out to my boy Fabrice, one
You
of the
go hard.
best videographer in Albuquerque right now,
Facts.
and in Mexico. Honestly, we
Yeah.
work real closely together. And that's the only person I trust with my videos. Honestly,
Fabrice.
it's all organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We probably started working together maybe like a year and a half ago now,
Yeah. That's dope.
and that was before either of us really blew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We both kind of found each other in the beginning of our careers, and I think that was a real plus for us. You know what I mean? We got that connection now that we're both getting a little motion for ourselves and shit. So
Yeah.
it was cool for sure.
Yeah, because I seen your video on his channel was the most
Yeah.
viewed one. It's
Oh
like
yeah, for
24K,
sure.
right?
Yeah, and that shit was crazy to me, honestly. Like I remember sitting there like as a little kid. You know what I mean? When you're making music, you know what I mean. You just want it. You just wait for that day when you're like, you go look at your video or your song, and it's up a couple thousand views. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when I went to YouTube, you know what I mean, I think that happened in like a month or so. We ran up that many views,
Damn.
and when I saw that, that was really like a big moment for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot, but for me, you know what I mean. Coming from, shit, I used to make SoundCloud songs and they get like 50 views. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So coming from that, it was definitely cool, you know what I mean, to see the people fucking with me, see the city fucking with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's really, you know what I mean? I do it for the passion, but I do it for the city too, you know what I mean? I seen that they showing me love, so and there's a lot of talent out here. I don't think that many people talk about it. I think when you're an artist, they don't like to talk about, you know what I mean, all the other people, you know what I mean? I've been seeing there's so much talent in Albuquerque right now, it's pretty mind blowing, you know what I mean? And I tell everyone, if you look back in history with music, cities blow up together. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like
Yeah.
when all it takes is one or two people, and that whole city is gonna blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see it coming for Albuquerque. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. The city's gonna
I
grow.
see it coming for Albuquerque. I think we got a lot to offer to music. More than just music too. I think we got a lot to offer to the world. And people haven't really ever heard from us. I feel like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're kind of like I like to tell everyone when I travel, we like the forgotten state. You know what I mean? For real. Like I think everybody knows every other state, and then you say New Mexico, and they're like, "What?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to show the world we got more to offer than just green and red chili and shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, like our green chili's fire though. You can't
Oh,
find that nowhere
bro, I
else,
can't
bro.
find that nowhere. But I've been everywhere in the United States and shit. Even a couple of times I took green chili with me to places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just how I do. I was born and raised here my whole life, so.
So when you're traveling, are you going for music or is it just like?
Honestly, not right now. I mean, eventually I'd like to get to that point. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I enjoy traveling though a lot. I travel to Mexico so often, visit my family out there.
Okay.
Shout out my family in Juarez. But I just like travel. I like seeing the world. You know what I mean? I like going different states. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been out of the country, twice, but
Where you been?
to Canada and then Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So not too far,
Yeah.
but I'd like to travel for music eventually. You know what I mean? But right now it's just for the love of traveling, really. You know what I mean? Seeing the
Yeah.
world for real.
For real. That's dope. So, how was your childhood here?
Honestly, I can't. I'll be 100% honest. You know, in my before I'll say my preteen years, you know, I had nothing to complain about at all.
Yeah. Was you in
Honestly,
school?
yeah. Honestly, I guess in my preteen years, you know, I lived a regular life. You know what I mean? I didn't really have a hard preteen life. You know what I mean? I had a regular life. You know, I lived with my mom, and she did what she could for me. You know what I mean, as much as she could, and it was you know, I enjoyed it for real. You know, I went to school just a regular, you know, regular little kid.
Yeah.
That was before I even thought about doing music. I didn't have any really real passions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I must have tried every sport when I was a little kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I played fucking every sport.
Were
And
you good?
honestly, that's the funny thing about me, bro, is I played every sport and I couldn't find a sport that I fucking liked, you know what I mean? Like I played baseball, soccer, fucking, and you know, after all that, I was just like, damn, maybe this sports just ain't for me, you know what I mean? But nah, after that though, you know, my teen years were a little rough. I won't lie here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people could relate to me in that aspect. You know, I think right when I turned into a teenager, you know, I kind of started thinking differently. You know, a lot of the stuff that went down in my life was you know, or negative stuff around that time was due to my way of thinking. You know, thinking I was more grown than I was, or you know what I mean, thinking that I could do shit that I couldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, it made me who I am today. But now, yeah, you know, for sure I had two. I like to say, you know, I had my like first little, you know what I mean, life, and then I transferred into another little whole area in my life, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, I feel that.
now I'm doing a lot better, but you know, it took me a while to figure it out. For
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's
yeah, it
dope.
definitely took me a while to figure it out.
Hell yeah. So in that whenever you like kind of figured it out, where did you like kind of see yourself going now?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, honestly. Right, I feel like, you know, from like 15 to 18, maybe 14, 18, I was living in you know, with friends, couch hopping for real. You know what I mean? I was really. I don't like to say homeless. You know what I mean? Because I was never homeless. You know what I mean? I always
Yeah.
had people that had my back. You know what I mean? And you know, even when my family wasn't really there, you know, I had friends that I call family. You know what I mean? And they helped me out a lot. But I think when I really figured it out, you know, is probably around 18, 19. You know what I mean? When I really just realized it was me. You know what I mean? It was up to me at that point when I turned an adult. You know what I mean? It really changed my whole way of thinking. I think that way now.
Oh,
It
damn.
changed my whole way of thinking though, because you know, I mean, at that point you're a legal adult. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
had been living like that already for a long time, taking care of myself and shit. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when you turn 18, it's like a whole different fucking. It's a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? Because there's no one to fall back on. You mean you get in trouble, you're going to big boy jail now. You know what I mean? You're not going to JDC anymore. You know what I mean? And I was actually, I would say the biggest turning point actually was when I turned 18. I got arrested actually like 2 weeks after I turned 18.
For real.
I got arrested for some shit, and fucking, you know, the Fed, they were trying to give me like 2 years in prison. I had just turned 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hearing that, I was like, shit. You know what I mean? Like that shit was a huge wake up call to me, because I was in the streets, you know what I mean, trying to do whatever I could to get money, because that's what I thought was you know what I mean, everything I needed at the time, you know. And
Yes.
you know, when I got caught up, it was just,
Just said fuck
you
that.
know, it's just like, you know, I knew I couldn't fuck up again, you know what I mean. And that was the biggest thing for me, was learning from that, you know what I mean, and not trying to let that happen again. So, you know, after that my whole life turned around for real, for the better, you know what I mean. After that, it was definitely, it was almost like divine intervention. You know what I mean? I think if that wouldn't have happened, who knows? Might not even be here today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, so you know, I thank God that you know you know, intervened in my life in that point when I needed it. I didn't even know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. That's crazy. So then, after all that shit happened,
Yeah. After all the you know, after I beat my case, I was on probation for like a year type shit. You know what I mean? After all that shit, fucking, I really started focusing on music.
yeah,
Like right after I got off probation. You know what I mean? Um, I had a passion for music before, you know, when I turned 18, but right after I got off probation, I remember just having like a real big drive and hunger for, you know, trying to show what I could do, you know what I mean? And I was probably like 19, 20. I'm 21 right now. I was probably like 19 when I got off probation, you know. And I started locking in. I started you know, I first started with a little fucking computer and a little plug-in USB mic, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And I was doing all my own shit, and that's how I started out, you know what I mean? And then I started networking with people, and people were fucking with me, you know what I mean? And it gave me a lot of confidence early on, you know, and that helped me out a lot too, you know. I had
yeah,
a bunch of support around me always, you know what I mean? I never really had any haters for real, you know what I mean? I could say my city fucks with me, you know what I mean? I fuck with my city, you know.
yeah, hell yeah,
But no, yeah, you know, it was dope, you know, and to present day now, you know what I mean? It's got me to where I am now, where you know, I got a little buzz going now, and shit, I pop out sometimes, and people recognize me, you know what I mean? And it's cool, you know what I mean?
that's dope.
I fuck with it.
Hell
I
yeah,
fuck with it for sure, you know what I mean?
hell yeah, and it's cool, bro, that you kind of you realize that at a young age too, you know, and then
And actually, I was just talking with my dad about this the other day. You
yeah,
know, he was like, I just feel like you're learning from your experiences. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing for me was I told him, you know, I feel like I learned from other people's experiences as well. You know what I mean? My dad had a rough life coming up. He was an immigrant. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
he had a rough life coming up, and that shit really, you know what I mean, helped me in my life. You know what I mean? I learned from everyone else's mistakes, or tried to, and you know what I mean. I tried to fucking do the best I could to make sure that shit didn't happen. You know, and
yeah,
I mean, you can't prevent everything, but you know, I just feel like with that mentality, you know, it definitely prevents a lot. You know what I mean? I just
oh
go
yeah,
into life, you know, trying to not do too much for real. You
stress
know
it
what
out.
I mean?
Yeah, I feel that, bro. But that's good though that you started focusing on the music. You taking that shit to like the next level, you think?
And now, yeah, actually, you know, I've noticed it's kind of like an unspoken thing, really. You know what I mean? When you're an artist, but
Yeah,
I feel like it's just because the people that you grow with, that I have around with me, they've seen me growing, so it's not really that big of a change. But you know, I look back even a year ago. You know what I mean? I look back even a year ago. I was probably like, you know, I had like 600 followers on Instagram or some shit. You know what I mean? And I wasn't really doing much. You know what I mean? I think I had like 5 songs out or some shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
to look at present day now, like it's crazy. You know what I mean? I don't realize it in the moment because I'm going through it. You know what I mean? I'm there every day, and you know what I mean. So I don't realize when I look back on those moments. You know what I mean? It's crazy to see how far I've come because you know, I mean, when you're looking towards the future, you just don't know what it has for you. You know what I mean? You never know what's gonna come. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So to see shit actually playing out in fruition is cool for me. You know what I mean?
hell yeah,
I think the biggest thing, you know, let everyone know is just hard work. You know what I mean? People have it confused, you know, that it's just gonna happen. You know what I mean? You gotta work hard for that shit. You know what I mean? Hard work, it will never not pay off. You know what I mean? That's something my pops always talk about. You know what I mean? You gotta
that's facts.
grind before you shine. You know what I mean? That's what you always used to tell me as a little kid. You'd always tell me, you know, grind before shine, and you know, hard work will never not pay off. You know what I mean? In some way. So I've always lived by those. Those are big mottos for me. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, that's dope, bro. I
Dude,
see
that
that,
shit's
bro,
dope.
because a lot of people they don't want the easy route, you know. A lot of people
Yeah,
want just a
yeah.
handout.
Well, you know what I think it is when you look at the industry, like that's the image people give off. You know what I mean? I think, you know, when people are coming up, like for example, when people blow up, they want to act like they've always had this ultimate composure. You know what I mean? And they've always had it figured out. And I think in anyone's case, so like that's not the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When you listen to some of the greats talk about, you know, how they came up. Like no one becomes great alone. You know what I mean? And you don't just, you know what I mean, it doesn't just happen overnight. You know what I mean? You got to work hard for that shit for
Yeah. Oh yeah. And honestly, bro, like I've started to see that too, because there's a time where I just wanted the easy route, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's you know, some people it's harder for though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you come from like, especially for me, when you come from like, there were days when I had like $10 in my pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you put that fast money in front of someone. You know what I mean? It's gonna be enticing for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I think that's a big struggle here, especially. You know what I mean? That I've seen. I try to coach, get my little niggas away from that shit. You know what I mean? Cause I wish I had someone like that when I was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking try to guide me a little better, you know. So
Yeah.
I try to be that for the little younger generation, you know.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah, because a lot of these kids out here need that, bro. They need that structure.
Yeah, and that's what I really see. I mean, I think they need someone, you know what I mean, that shit. Cause I don't, you know what I mean. I'm not affiliated with anybody. You know what I mean. I don't. I moved out of the fucking, you know what I mean. I used to move shit or whatever, you know what I mean, and try to fucking be in the streets. And now, you know what I mean. I don't need to do any of that shit anymore. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I get my money right, and I don't got nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? That life, you just gotta look over your back and shit. You know what I mean? And I just try to show love. You know what I mean? For real, try to show love to the city.
Hell yeah.
So
you like you trying to stay here your whole life?
that's a good question too. Honestly, you know, I love it here. Don't get me wrong. Like I got this shit tatted on my neck. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's always love for here, but I don't see myself living here forever. You know what I mean? I would like to eventually own a house here. You know, and
Yeah.
I got family here. I'll come visit and shit. You know what I mean? But I'm for sure looking to move and get a new experience going. You know what I mean?
What are you thinking? Like
Because
Cali?
honestly, I honestly don't fuck with Cali, bro. I've been out to Cali. It's just not for me. Like that's just
Yeah.
not the lifestyle I like. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just I don't know. I grew up in a super small town type shit. Like I was born in by over there by Espanola and shit.
Oh, okay.
So like I'm not like even when I came to Albuquerque when I was like 5, like I still wasn't used to a big city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so big cities just aren't really for me. I was thinking about moving to like shit. I wanted to move to Seattle. I love the rain. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I love fucking cloudy days and shit, and when it rains. So people were telling me go out to Seattle.
yeah.
I don't really got nowhere specifically I'm thinking about, but
Just out there. That'd
yeah,
be
you
dope.
know, somewhere get a new experience going.
Yeah.
I think you have to. You know what I mean? At
Oh,
some
yeah.
point, for sure.
That's dope. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever see myself moving from here. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe, but I don't know. I
yeah.
don't think I can, bro.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I'll always have my roots here. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
always like to own a house here. You know what I mean? But you know, I just, at least for me, you know, I like I told you, you know, a while ago, I enjoy traveling. You know what I mean? So I enjoy
Yeah.
new experiences, all that. You know, so
That's dope.
that's really the biggest thing for me, honestly.
How was Canada? You go to Toronto?
No, I didn't go into Toronto. I went to I think it was Ontario or some shit. I forgot what
Oh
it's
yeah,
called.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, I was only there for like 2 days, honestly. But that was like even a whole different experience, bro. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just see how differently other countries work from, you know what I mean, America. I think us as like Americans, like we just think the world revolves around us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's really just not the case, bro. You know what I mean? Like you go to other countries, like it's just as modern. You know what I mean? They have just as much going on as we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
For real.
I would recommend everyone go travel. Honestly, you know, see the world. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to literally see everything. You know what I mean? I'm trying to touch every continent. You know what I mean? I feel like you have to, as you know, before you die, you got to do something like that. You know what I mean? Or I just feel like, at least for me, you know, I'd feel a little unfulfilled if I didn't. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I feel that. That's dope, bro.
So,
That's dope. There's a lot of people out here too that just want to
and I
just
don't,
be here, you know?
no, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it, bro. You know what I mean? I totally get it. Like this, is your home. You know what I mean? And people, I mean, people feel comfortable where they're comfortable at. You know what I mean? But you know, like you said, you know, you would never want to leave, you know, and I was at that point for a long time,
Yeah.
you know, just because I felt like I didn't really like know too much else, you know what I mean, for you know what I mean, and once I got out there and saw shit, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? It's crazy to see how much, you know what I mean, the world has to offer.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. I've been to Florida and a couple places, but Florida was my favorite.
Furthest I've been was Washington, D.C. Seeing all that shit was dope, honestly.
Yeah.
Seeing all the history and shit, that shit was dope.
Yeah. I went to Idaho, I think it's called.
Idaho's cool.
Yeah.
Idaho's cool. I've never been there, honestly. I got family out in Oklahoma. Shit. I got family everywhere, honestly. Honestly, so. Really about just finding where I'm trying to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what was you doing today?
You know, honestly, today I'm super busy. You know, I got a little show tonight. Like, and even telling you earlier, like it's crazy to see how far I've come. You know what I mean? Like my days are pretty busy now. You know, most of the time. I mean, I got a little show tonight. You know what I mean? We're doing a little photo shoot afterwards. You know, a little after party maybe. You know,
Yeah.
got all kinds of stuff going on. You know what I mean?
You guys get that shit?
Video. We got drone shots. We're getting in today for my new video coming out, Abu Crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Abu Crazy is the next video coming out. You know, I named it after you know, Albuquerque. But yeah, we got all kinds of shit going on, bro. Days are busy now. You know what I mean? Me and Fabrice get working all the time. You know what I mean? We're
You
always
guys
trying
are
to.
filming that tonight?
Well, we film most of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We rented out green screens for a couple hours the other night. You know what I mean? Just trying to do shit differently. Trying to fucking explore what we really can get into, you know what I mean? Just always trying new shit, you know what I mean? Drone shots.
Yeah.
But, you know, it takes us like a couple of weeks to shoot a video now, as opposed to like when we first started, it took us like 2 days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it takes us like 2 weeks of shots, you know what I mean, to get our videos to the quality we have them at now, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's more work, but you know what I mean? It's what we asked for.
Yeah, that's dope.
For
bro.
sure.
Shout out Fabrice, that fool go hard.
Yeah, shout out Fabrice. He's super hard, you know what I mean? And
That boy hard.
I'm glad to see his music, that he's getting his recognition for his videos and shit, you know what I mean? And he has more to offer than just that too, you know what I mean? One of the coolest people I ever met, for real, you know what I mean?
That boy's on the grind.
Yeah, for sure, you know what I mean? And that's one person I could say that inspires me to work harder, you know what I mean? Because I have a lot of people around me, friends, you know what I mean, right now that inspire me to work hard, you know what I mean? I think we feed off of each other, for real, you know, so
Yeah.
it's cool.
Oh yeah. Fucking. I seen him. I'm trying to get him on here, but he's
Yeah, shit, I'll put in the work, for real, because,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? I see you doing your thing, fucking.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, I was gonna tell you honestly, like I can see the potential for on you. You know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
gotta keep going. Cause I'm not saying I only fuck with people that I see, you know what I mean, potential in or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I definitely, I pride myself in fucking being able to look at people and being like, even if they're not, you know what I mean, super popping right now. You know what I mean, I could tell, I could tell when it's in you. You know what I mean, for sure. So.
Oh yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
That shit means a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because honestly, it just.
I mean, it's hard. You know what I mean? When you're first
Yeah.
starting shit out. You know what I mean? I'll tell you right now, like I had every emotion that I could have went through with music. You know what I mean? There's another rapper that said that same exact shit, but I went through every emotion with music. Like, you know, there was times I wanted to give up. I was about to delete all my songs. Like, you know what I mean? There's times fucking, you know what I mean? But then you look back on like times like now when shit starts clicking, you know what I mean? And you're glad you didn't give up. You know what I mean? For real. That's the biggest thing.
I feel, bro. Honestly, I gave up on music. I've done that before.
Yeah, and honestly, bro, like I've heard a lot of people say that, but I feel like anyone could do anything they put their mind to. You know what I mean? Like it's not even too late now. You know what I mean? Like you could just, you know what I mean, you could still do music. Like it's never too late for anything. I mean, if you really put your mind to shit, bro, you could do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? People limit themselves. You know what I mean? And that's facts, for real.
For real. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, bro. Cause
oh yeah, people limit themselves all the time. You know what I mean? I used to do the same shit. Like, you know what I mean? I used to think when I was younger that none of this shit was ever possible. I never saw me. You know what I mean? Having more than one car, having my own place. You know what I mean? I got all my own shit now. You know what I mean? got all my own shit going, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? It is. It's cool, but the main thing that I look back on, the main lesson is just that I never gave up. You know what I mean? No matter what I was feeling, I just knew that if I didn't give up, that it would pay off. You know what I mean? There's those times you're gonna get where you're gonna be fuck this shit. You know what I mean? They're not giving me my flowers. You know what I mean? But it'll come. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? It'll come for sure.
Fuck yeah.
It'll come.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's a fucking fact. Hell yeah. You guys about to get it all lit tonight at the.
Yeah. We're doing a little show with D Baby.
He's coming tonight, huh?
Yeah, he's coming tonight. We're doing a little
shit.
show with D Baby. Shout out D Baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be chopping it up with him later on, you know. And that's just crazy too, meeting rappers now that I listen to, you know what I mean? I've met a couple rappers now that I've listened to, I genuinely fuck with their music, you know what I mean? And it's damn,
At Jam Spot?
Yeah, you know what I mean? At Jam Spot, even I met Bravo outside of the Jam Spot, and we actually got to talk for 30 minutes, you know what I mean? And
that's dope.
Gave me some good advice and shit, you know what I mean? And that shit was cool, you know.
Did you see him walking or what?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, he might not remember it, but that was something that, you know what I mean? It was probably really nothing big to him, but just to see, you know what I mean, people that you look up to and they fuck with you you're on their level, you know what I mean? It elevates you for sure.
That's dope, bro. Heck yeah. I feel that. Oh yeah, bro. Shit, fucking. What do you think of the view, bro?
Yeah, it's the city, bro. You know what I mean?
That's a nice view, huh?
Beautiful. You know what I mean? I used to come. It's funny. I used to come here actually as a little kid. You know what I mean? I used to come here all the time. I actually went to school, John Adams, just down the street for 2 years. Yeah, just down the street. I went to school there for 2 years. You know what I mean? So this my little. You know what I mean? I know all these little streets and shit. You know what I mean? But it's funny. I used to come here and ditch and shit, and you know what I mean, and be a bad little kid sometimes. But
for real.
But shit, I always, you know what I mean? The view is the one thing I always remember, you know what I mean?
It's nice.
I used to literally go sit over there and just, you know what I mean, look over at the city, and I would just think, you know, damn, it's crazy, you know? You could just see the potential, I feel or at least that's how my mind works, you know what I mean? I just look out in the city and I'm like, damn, I could just see the potential from.
Yeah, that's just dope, bro. Shit. Is there anything else you want to say, bro, before we wrap it up?
Nah, not really. Honestly, I think you hit on some really, really key points. But y'all gonna have to start fucking with my boy more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna, you know what I mean? I hope this isn't the last time we work for. I hope this ain't the last time we work. I mean, we could do some more shit, but just stay tuned. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Stay tuned.
Ground Up Prod. You know what I mean? Everybody call me Bash, but stay tuned. You know what I mean? We got a lot of shit coming for sure.
Oh yeah, we're trying to get more cameras. A whole couch out here, bro.
Right? Yeah. You know what I mean?
This shit's gonna.
Bro. This shit has so much potential. You know what I mean? You might not even be able to steal the potential right now. You know what I mean? For this shit has a lot of potential. You know what I mean? Especially with the city popping. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. Just want to say, love to the city. You know what I mean? And I hope.
Shout out ABQ.
I hope the city let me back. You know what I mean? I'm doing it for y'all. So.
Yeah. We're trying to get everybody on here, bro. Just
so
I call it the view of ABQ, bro.
So oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. She came up with that name actually.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was like,
that's a good name. Yeah. That's a good name.
I was thinking of coming here though, and then she thought of the name. I was like,
that's a good name, honestly.
Fuck yeah.
So.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh yeah, shout out your handle.
Yeah, on Instagram. On Instagram, I go by Ground Up Prod. It's kind of a long name, but
spell it out.
Yeah, it's GROUNDUP Prod, and you know that people always ask me, they're do you make beats? I'm like, nah. Ground Up Prod stands for Ground Up Productions. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of trying to, you know what I mean, branch off into a bunch of other shit than music. So that's why my name is that. But yeah, y'all can find me on all platforms. Ground Up Prod.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on all platforms, all major streaming platforms, YouTube videos, you name it. I'm on all platforms with that name, so fuck with me for sure.
Appreciate you coming out, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Fuck yeah, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Fuck yeah, we'll have to get another video in, I said.
Yeah.
Once we get